Is it different from any other light we ever had?
No, it's... Hold on a second.
Lights have to be... The recessed lights have to be rated to be in contact with insulation. If they're not, it can cause a fire.
Yeah, I'm just
So
making sure
Greg's
that
just
we're
double
all-
checking that these are definitely safe for that. You want to see who can do it the fastest?
Oh, it'll be you. Of course.
As you can see, there's little pop-outs on this here. I'm going to pop one of these out and put in a wire clamp, and that's going to hold my wires in place inside the box here. So I'm just using a flathead screwdriver, and maybe I'll be able to pop it out. Were you just able to pop that out?
It took a couple of tries and then grab it with the needle nose pliers.
Oh, that's smart. That's what I'm gonna do too. This little guy right here will go into that hole, and I'll drop stuff because that's how I roll. You take this little ring off, put it through the hole so the threads are on the inside, and then just screw that little ditty back on. I gotta actually use a pair of something to tighten that. That's tightened on there. And I'm just gonna loosen these screws. So I can get my 2 wires through there. That should be about good. And then you tighten those screws back up to clamp the wire in place. And it would help if I tightened it instead of loosened it. So I'm just stripping the insulation off the wires. There'll be 3 wires inside. One's black, one's white, one's copper. The copper is the ground, the black is the hot, and the white is the neutral. I'm going to take off about a 1/2 inch. Oops. I don't know if you can see that, but there's, what would you call that, plastic insulation or something
On what?
around the wires.
Yeah.
Does it have a real name?
Yeah, well, that works.
I don't like yours. Should go get my own. So I'm just stripping about, I don't know, a 1/2 inch off of the plastic insulation off the tip of each wire. And then some people just use the wire nut and kind of stick them in and twist it all together, and that seems to work, but it makes me a little nervous. So I actually twist them together before I stick them in the wire nut. I'm starting with the grounds, all 3 copper wires, wire nut, That's what you stick on the end. And a helpful little tip is, you probably might not even think about it, but when you turn in the wire nut, like everything else except propane and the righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So when you twist your wires together, you want to make sure you twist them righty. So as you're twisting the cap on, you're not untwisting the wires. Sounds stupid, sounds common sense,
But I do it all the time.
I've made that mistake. So then I just give each wire a tug to make sure it's secure in the nut. Pop that in there. And you know what? These wires that come in the light are already stripped a little bit, but it's not to my liking. There's that. I got all 3 blacks. These are the hots. And I'm just grabbing these. I would normally use what he calls lineman pliers. I call them dikes. I don't know who's right, because I am not a terminology kind of person. I just make up my own words for things. Anyone who knows me will attest to that.
We've had many a discussion over those words.
Yeah. This is what I kind of do. I'll see if I can show you.
That's pretty.
But I make a little point, and I actually snip I make sure one wire is a little bit longer, and I snip it into a point so it goes right into the wire nut. And like I said, turn it righty-tighty, not lefty-loosey. Wire nut again, twists right on the end of that. So with the grounds, you don't really have to worry about it too much, well, at all. But when you strip these wires, you're only taking off a 1/2 inch or so, because you want to make sure all the exposed part is in that nut. So I don't know if you can really see that, but that's what it looks like finished, and you just tuck that up into the box. Well, I'm just going to do the same thing I just showed you with the white wires. And then you just take all the wires and fold it into this box. There's a little cover that comes on the box. There's a couple little holes that these things here fit into. Line those up. Fold it in. And voila! Your light's wired. Alrighty, we're working in a little bit of a cramped situation here.
Hey, how's that any different than this entire project?
Just gonna trim these wires up, because when they're too long, they don't really fit well.
But if they're too short, you have problems.
Yeah, that's true too. Alright, so we got those trimmed up. I'm gonna take a little off that. I'm gonna throw those together. Like I said, the blacks are hots. We're using those for this. You don't actually use the white ones.
The neutrals are all tied together, right?
Yes, sir. Alright. So on this switch, because we're not doing a three-way, you stick your different color cap on this red and white wire. So that's just kind of only for the three-way switches. Just a little bit of a waste. You get your green as your ground. I'm going to connect those with your copper wires, which are your ground wires. Then a little twist. Should be good. I think my dikes are a little daintier, in case you're wondering. At least what I call dikes.
Right.
Alright, so we get our grounds tied up, and then we'll get our huts together. So that's that. It works.
Oh, this has where you can.
So this one, the bulb was broken, but that is it. That's as low as it goes. And that's as bright as it goes. So we went to put this light in and this was broken off. So we have to get a different light for one of them. But we'll take care of it. No biggie. Watch out, folks. I'm dangerous. Do you need any of this stuff that I've stolen from you?
Not right now.
Oh, you have the good ones?
You like these?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why, you don't? Yes, these are the kind I like. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.